All right, so I like Kamara at open, but there's a really good stock actually that I should have on watch. It's called, I believe it's DRCT. I don't know if that's the one I want to watch at the open though. Um, I think I will because the MACD is currently on the other stock on Mara. So DRCT here. If anything, I'll go for the pre-market high to break, which is the pre-market high. Jesus. 74. Let's see if it holds support here. I'm not sure if I really want to trade the first minute or not. I tried to buy that dip there at 59. A little too late on it though. Let me get in here at what, 61? 67. Sold there till I knew it too. I knew I sold way too early there. I knew I sold way too early. That sucks. Damn. I figured we were gonna get a quick snap down. Look at that, break at 3 here. That was a really strong move, and I sold way too early there. Go buy in for this next 1 minute of break 3. It's gonna have to be dip buys. This one's just like the other stocks. You have to buy the dips because the other stocks, I mean, they'll just whip down once they break a high. You gotta be really fast with these sells. Got in there. Trying to sell there at 95. Canceled my order. Got out at 95. We can buy another dip on it. Where's the support on this now? See if this doesn't do a last couple second pop here and break its highs. I mean, it did right there, so that's what I didn't really want to see. So it's not, now it's having a lot of trouble up here. Didn't quite break 3, and I don't trust it up here right now. Big drop, but ask didn't move there, so I don't want to buy that. That's kind of a trash drop. Dropped all the way to 70, but I did not see that on the ask. The lowest I saw was like 86 or something. And I don't even know if I saw that, if I'm being real. That's kind of trashy. Trashy pullback there. I want a little bigger of a pullback than this, if I'm being real. Like I could have gone long there at 94, but I'm not feeling it for a couple cents. How much it's struggling already, I'm not feeling it. I have big support there at 90. I'm literally risking it for a couple cents with how choppy this is. I'm gonna let this one shake itself out. I just can't believe I undersold myself like really bad on this one. Damn. So what I'm gonna try and do, since it's a smaller stock, is take a larger share size now that I have a little bit of a cushion. So I could be getting long here, but I'm gonna wait it out a little bit. That 1 minute MACD has me a little spooked. TBLT's popping on the scans. See if it's a false break or an actual break of 3 here. It's 98. Big seller at 98, Jesus. And they're all stacked at 3 too. .98 didn't even come close to moving there. I'm expecting it to break and then a huge snap down. I don't think it's gonna hold. If not, it's just gonna break lower here. So there's a break of 3. Still holding 3, which is good. Just doesn't look super strong up here or anything to me. Okay, then that was a good push there. Quick push, but all the way back down. So we know that it's choppy when it comes to scalping on it. So we can't just scalp it. So now we have one major pullback, one flag here. We'll get in here again. Did I want to buy that dip at 309, but it's just so fast. Oh my god. Well, I bought really high there. It's 14. Here we see 15. Looking for the last 1 minute high to break. Huge sellers there though. Nah, I'm gonna take a loss in this trade, I think. Next 1 minute's gonna open. I'm gonna sell at 311 for a small loss. Nah, dude. That was way too high of a chase there. I tried to buy the dip, but like I said, just it's so fast. I should just put it in the order entry window here, but I don't feel like it. This one's just so fast. I'm honestly just expecting a massive rejection. Like, I'm not really expecting it to hold. If it goes back to 3, I'm gonna buy the dip. So what's the low of this kind of Jesus, man? It's taking forever to Lowest 306. It's taking forever to make a decision as to where it wants to go, and that's kind of annoying. Like it broke right there, and then now it's rejecting. So no immediate break. We're on the third leg up basically, so we're gonna have to wait for a proper consolidation. 308, it's just holding though. See if we can get that low to break of 306. Hit 308 again. 308's just super stacked, I guess. Personally, I'm feeling a massive rejection. If it holds this candle again, then I'll get in for this next 1 minute. There it is. There's the break. I should have bought the dip. What am I doing? Ah, dude. I'm getting at 312. Jesus, man. What was I doing? Dips are getting bought up on it. It just needs to break this 312 high. I got in so high at this point. Such a bad entry on my part here. Still holding 3. I'm down bad already on this stock. Now the seller stacked at 309. 309 is going to be hard to break. I'm basically screwed at this point. Bad entry. So 309, 310. Can we see the break at 310 here? Selling there at 305, so that was a big loss. Dude, that sucks. I like the way it had recovered here, opened relatively high, and then it just went straight down. So I mean, it held its low there. I should have bought the dip. I don't know why I didn't. That was not a good trade on my end right here. This trade was just trash. Took a 7-cent loss there. Really $80 loss. This was a break-even trade, so loss there. And now I'm for sure down on the day. So now the stock's, I don't know. Stock's kind of trash. I don't really like how slow it's moving. I missed a big rip here. I didn't have much faith in it. Wasn't really sure what I wanted to do, just because of the way it's been trading here, so choppy, so slow. I noticed that there was 4 candles here in which it took 4 candles for this one to rip, so I figured this was gonna be the same, 4 candles and then a rip. So I was waiting for this next 1 minute to do it, but obviously it just didn't want to do it, so I sold for a loss. As soon as it was coming back to its low here of 304, I was like, no, I'm about to cut it. So whatever. Go to TBLT. I personally don't really like this one. SDIG doesn't look so bad. I'm gonna buy in at 90 here. Looking for this next 5-minute high. or 1 minute high, I mean, for this 1 minute to pull back to potentially 3. Buying off of the VWAP here. Oh, that sucks. It wasn't filled at 3 there. I'm gonna sell it at 98 if I can. Need to fill that 97 at least. Not even. Jesus, man. So I could sell here while I'm still green, but that sucks. Get out of 95 maybe? There we go. I just got rid of it there. 96. Screw it. Wanted to get rid of it at 3. That's where I had my order, but obviously just there's so many people stacked here. It's so choppy. I don't even want to risk it. So that was a nice buy off of VWAP there. So 90 all the way to 96. Really should have been 10 cents. But I made basically this loser back. Not really. I made like 50 bucks of it back because of commission. But that would have been a nice trade if I was able to get rid of it at 3 or for the break at 3. TBLT pulling back too much. SIDU, don't care for it. SDIG, wow, look at that move. This one's probably the new one that I'm going to be watching then. Pretty thickly traded though. So we have a 2 candle pullback now. That's what I should have done, was buy that dip right there. I just saw that. Wow. What a missed opportunity that was. Big sellers at 3 though. What a huge missed opportunity that was, man. Jesus. As soon as it hit that low and then it popped up a little bit, I was like, oh shoot. So I could buy a whole dollar support here if it comes back down. $301. So if I would have bought there at 302, that would have been a good trade. I should have bought that whole dollar support. I just hesitated. So that's our second leg up. That was a nice trade there too, and I didn't take it. 15 cents right there, just gone. I definitely already prefer this one over DRCT, but at this point I missed 2 major moves and I'm catching the back end. I can tell I'm going to be catching the back end at this point. Just because it was one pullback here. You have a climb here, one pullback, a climb here, another pullback, and a climb here. So that's why it's kind of like I'm really stretching it at this point, but I'm still willing to buy a pullback entry because this next 10 minutes going to open and the next 10 minutes doesn't look so bad. It's high here is 315 now. See if it breaks this low on this chart here. Sellers stacked at 305 and in the 310 level. So I could buy in on this next 1 minute, like I could. For some reason, I don't think it's a good idea to buy in on this one. Target would be a double top, basically at 315. And that's what I think it'll be. If not, it's gonna be a massive rip through 315. See, so now it's starting to slow down a bit up here. 308, 307. Big support at 307 there. I got taken out, so 305. It's a rejection, not quite the break of its last high. We see the break of 306 hit 305, back to 3. See if we can get that to move. 305, 3. I'm curious if we'll get the break at 3 here. Once we see 2, we'll see 1. Bought that dip there. I'm in at 301. Looking for a bounce on this. It's 305. Can we see this back to 306? There it is. 307 maybe. Looking for the high to break on this one. See 308 here. Selling here at 307. Trying to at least. Canceling my order. Get rid of here. So there, I got rid of it at 310. That was a really nice bounce there for me. So that was a nice bounce. Pretty good bounce there. I could buy this dip here as well at 307 and look for the break of this next 1 minute high. We'll wait on it. Coming down a little too low at this point though. Came back down a little too much. So we'll go to the one we were watching earlier. Let's see, AE is popping on the scans. I like its 5 minute. It doesn't look bad, but there's no volume in it, so I'm not gonna trade it. DRCT. No, this one I don't like the stock. So that's it for DRCT with me. It'd have to get back above 3 for me to be interested at this point. It's just not my stock. TBLT is hitting the scans. So let's go back to SDIG. SDIG is still holding 3, which I do like. We might have to wait for its next 5 minute candle. I think that's what I'll do. PGY just got halted. Going up? Yeah. Really light on volume. Not sure why this is halting up. Mara, let's check on Mara real quick. Mara's selling off here. DRCT. Like I said, this one back above 3. Its next 5 minute won't look too bad. That's the only reason I would want to take this trade. Yeah, I would have gotten in there at 88 for the break or retest of 3 here. So 88 would have been a good trade so far if I would have taken that. This next 5 minute does not look bad. See if it can break into the 96, 97 level. It's 95, 96, 97. I would have got rid of it there at 97. So could buy in for a dip on this one. If we can see this back to around 90, I'll get in for a retest at 3. There's 3, there's 304. So that would have been an amazing trade. But look at that. 310 all the way back down to 3. Now 295, 294. So, like I said, I should have bought that dip at 88. That would have been a really nice trade. Let's check on SIDU before I miss out on another move. Oh wait, no, SDHG. Okay, so we know that it's holding 3. Let's not fool ourselves here though. Let's not get distracted and get a loss on it. Well, trying to make a candle formation here, but it's 304. So what I would like for it to do is kind of break this low of 298. If it can break the low of 298 and pop all the way back up above 3, that wouldn't look so bad. So here's 298. Double bottom so far. There's a break by 1 cent, 2 cents. See, can this pop back up and hold above 3? Not quite. So if we can get a perfect 2 candle pullback setup on the 5-minute, that would look awesome. But right now it's just pulling back a little too much at this point. I was giving the 10-minute a little more confidence, I guess, or a little more time to break its last high, but it just didn't want to do it. So good thing I wasn't holding a position here or anything. But I would say that was a really good buy off support here at 3. I feel like that's what's working in this market right now, is buying support or buying the dips. So I feel like that's what I should be doing, because scalps are just, it's too choppy for a scalp, because as we've seen with 2 stocks already, it breaks the high and then immediately rejects, breaks the high, immediately rejects. Like, it's just, it sucks. So let's see, we found a bottom, I guess, 292. But let's see how long this holds. If anything, I think the bottom's just going to pull back here a little bit, and then we're going to find it going back down again. It seems like it's kind of making both legs at this point. It broke its trend, so now it has to retest this level of 3. Now if it rips above 3 and breaks this level around 305, if we see a break around right here and hold above 305, then it could be pretty strong again, back to the high side. But now it's retesting this level, and let's see if it's going to keep going on its downtrend or if it's going to keep going up once it breaks through. So far it's having a hard time breaking 3. So let's go back to DRCT while we wait for this one. Well, this one's actually breaking above now, 302. So let's see, can we see a little more strength in it? There's 303, 304. Big sell at 304 there. Wow, they broke through 304 like nothing right there. 305. So we got our pullback. So that would have been a nice trade to take at 3. If it can keep holding, I'll get it on this next 1 minute for the break of its last 5-minute high. This is a really nice pullback here. High is 314, and we're right there. Big sellers both at 15 and 10. See if I can get it on a pullback entry here. It's 13. So the only entry I would have gotten on this candle so far was 310. That's the only entry I would have been able to get in on there. Showed that it hit 314 there, but I only saw 313. And it was a rejection. So wow, that would have been an amazing trade right here. I just didn't think it was going to do it. I didn't think it was going to have that big of a rip. Like I said, if it held above 305, that was the time to get in. Went from 305 all the way to 314. It's coming all the way back up here. It's 313 again. Huge sellers though. Jesus, these guys gotta get out of here. 14, 5-minute just open right now. Only entry opportunity I would have had right there is 13. All the way back down to 307. 3, Jesus. Could buy support here at 301, but after a heavy dive like that, I don't trust it. I don't know. Definitely didn't want to buy that dip. So what? It said it broke its high here. I mean, it broke that high by 1 cent. Double topped on this high here though. Really just double topped. I wish I would have got in here at 3 though. That would have been an awesome trade. Just a nasty rejection with it. I was hoping that it would break 315. If it broke 315 and then bounced, that would have been cool. Or 315 and then rejected. I mean, I would have understood why. But this time it just double topped and then boom, flush down. So that was kind of nasty. Let's check out DRCT again. So this one popped up, but I don't like how slow this is moving, like at all. PGY. PGY doesn't have a lot of volume in it. It's not hitting my scans either. I'm surprised it's not. It's already made this big of a move. It already opened and made a bigger move, and it still hasn't hit my scans. So that's kind of annoying. Could get in for the break of 5, but it's really light on volume still. Coming up to 1 million, so it's getting a little thicker, but I'm gonna wait for a pullback if I am gonna take a trade on this one. And I'll probably take smaller sizes because of its volatility and spread. So I'll probably just take a 300 share size position on it. It's 8 cent spread there. It's 10-cent spread there. Did it break 5 already? No, high is 97. High of this candle's 90. See if we get the break of 50 here. It's not even bouncing. So broke 50 there, hit 48, 46. Ask didn't move at all though. Next 5 minutes gonna open here pretty soon. So this next 1 minute has to pop. Spreads are tightening up a bit. We hit the 30s there for a second. Still finishing below VWAP. So this one's basically done. It's gonna fill this gap here. High of 390. I think it's gonna fill the gap of 390 here. So this one's kind of done. It's a good thing I didn't buy a dip or anything on it. DRCT. I feel like there's a pattern formation that's going on here. I just can't recognize it. Basically a double bottom here. So pulled back, bottom. There's a little hump, double bottom. And now let's see if this can pop back above 3. I try to buy in there. It would be a risky buy if I actually got filled there at 89. I'm having a little confidence in this stock when I shouldn't. It's actually a really bad time to be buying because the 5-minute low just opened. So if anything, this is gonna keep trending lower. But you heard me try to get in there at 90. I mean 89. High of this 5-minute is 3. Now if this candle finishes high, if it finishes above view up, I think I'll take an entry for the retest of 3 and a break at 3. Only if it finishes above view up though. My first target would definitely be like 98. If it can't finish above view up, then that's kind of it for me. There's 81, now it's breaking its lows. Broke its 5-minute low there for a second, and kind of done for me. Let's go for SDIG. Going back too much. AEHR. Broke 10 for a second. SIDU. PGY. Let's see what this one's doing again. Probably back up here. Could watch it, but I don't really trust it. Still big spreads on it. Did break its last low, I think. No, it double bottomed. So SDIG just didn't like its massive pullback. DRCT. This one's not looking so bad still. Okay, so now it's looking pretty good. Look at that. What kind of flash was that, dude? Jesus. There's such weird orders. Like, I don't understand. That's happened twice in this stock and then once yesterday. Like, why would I want to buy that? That's such a weird move. So now it's holding above. We could take an entry at 92 if it comes back down again. Can I get a pullback to 92 here? Is it just going to rip without me? So I was asking for a little too much there, I guess. So choppy here. It's just not even... I'm not even wanting to get convinced to trade it at this point. It's just so choppy. So there's 92. Like, I could buy in at 92, but... I don't care for this stock. JCSE halted down. AEHR choppy, light on volume. IMTX same thing. SIDU, STEM, SDIG. Wow. Okay, so I missed SDIG like bad here. So nice curl here on SDIG. You know what it is forming? What it could be forming here is a cup and handle formation. So I gotta keep my eye out for this one. So I was debating to get in there at 307. So it rejected its high there of 312. Now kind of trying to see what this wants to do. Should I wait for a pullback opportunity? 305. We're gonna pull back further than 305. 304. We're gonna see 303 then 3. It's 301. Could have bought that dip there at 3. It's not really bouncing. It's 301. Now it's 98. So rejection there. That's kind of annoying. What could be forming on the 1 minute is like a head and shoulders in a way. If it doesn't break this low of 292 again. 292, I mean, that's been our support level basically. But the choppiness of this 5 minute is just not it. I don't even know if there's anything really worth watching at this point, or if I should just wrap it up. I think I might just wrap it up. I think I'm green now. I'm hoping I'm green. Like, oh my gosh, dude, this stock. There, Jesus. I don't know. I don't trust DRCT anymore. This would have been a good little buy here, but just the way that it flushed randomly like that, had a weird order placed. I just wasn't interested. ALLK, EDIT, PGY. See, this one's coming back up here. So this one's curling back up here. I don't mind its 5 minute. I'm kind of spooked out by its 10 minute though. They can definitely flush and break that low. I don't know how much I even trust this one coming back just because its volume's just dead at this point. So that's weird. Look at that. Jesus. It's just chopping around so bad. Massive flush from 310 all the way to like 295. And then you get a massive rip from 295 all the way to breaking its last high. like 314 or something. Like, what is that? What kind of pop is that? That's so weird. My question is, are we gonna break through 15? Because the way it's chopping here, it's kind of holding these levels. I mean, literally above that support line I drew out here. But are we gonna break 315? Are we gonna see another flush here if it breaks this low? Like, what are we gonna see? Kind of just curious what this wants to do at this point. They already crossed in the MACD, basically. Huge sellers at 13, 12, 15, 14. So the teens are stacked, like stacked. Meanwhile, on our side, there's like nobody. We have like nobody really stacking up here besides closer to 3. But they're nothing compared to the amount stacked at 310, 315. So I'd have a short bias on it if it did come up to that 315 level again. But if it ripped through 315 and all these buyers here, all these sellers, I mean, they're going to have to start covering. And then we could definitely see a huge push to 315 all the way up to, I don't know, like 320, 325. So that's the cool thing. Like, if we did squeeze out these short sellers, the problem is, like, there's so many of them. There's such big orders there. I don't know if we can even do it. I would definitely get rid of it around 315. 308, so I could have bought that dip there. That would have been a nice entry. Next 5 minute opens here. Could get in for this next 5 minutes. We'll try one more trade. I'll get in with small size of 300 shares. I don't want to give away my profit. I don't even know if I'm in the green. Let's check if I'm in the green. So I am in the green. Well, we'll get on this next. Well, I don't know if we will anymore. just the way it's finishing lower here. Could get in here at 306. I'm not gonna trade it. Could get in at 306, then we have a huge bump there at 310. I gotta get over that guy, and then 312 is the next one. Gotta get over that guy. 314 is the next one, get over him, and then also 315. So it's just not a good trade to take, I don't think. But like I said, if we do break over those levels, that's what it is. But you know, commission, once again, commission definitely has me down on this stock or on the day. So 50 bucks in fees. Really, I am green on DRCT if it wasn't for such high commission. And I'm also green on SDIG. I took one trade on SDIG, missed out on several others. I don't think I was even watching it at this candle here, which sucks. That would have been a really nice entry to get in on, but wasn't watching it there. Wasn't watching it here either, but that's just a weird surge from the lows there. Right here, I'm kind of expecting it to pull back the way it is, especially because the MACD is starting to curl back down here. So, good thing I didn't take an entry at 306 or try to get in for an early entry or anything, so it's whatever. But if we go back to DRCT, this one's just sideways again. It's just hitting these lows here, the same thing, like 280. It's just finding this bottom there, but is it gonna break out? I'm curious. So we are kind of getting a formation here. Jesus, this is a really extended flag here. But the 5-minute MACD is starting to curl back down, so I'm not giving this much faith to the long side. But like I said, it is holding these lows really well at 280. Just not sure how confident I feel about it breaking higher and just actually ripping and holding. Because where it would really look good is if it broke back above 305 and held, made a new pattern at 305. Definitely above 3. But 305, I mean, if it made a new pattern up there, held above 3, then, I mean, we could definitely see this go back to high today, break that high. But right now, I don't know. It's really hard to say. I don't want to stick around to see it. I'm just kind of whatever with the stock at this point. There's a rejection back to 82. So, whatever. We'll wrap it up here. Finished up $72 on the day and 24 cents. I'm adjusting to the market slowly though. Like, I realized through watching other traders what's working for them, and obviously me trying to scalp every single thing wasn't working, and one of the guys pointed that out, that it's not the market to be scalping necessarily because of how choppy it is. And we know that because if we looked at DRCT, like if you go back and watch DRCT, you know that DRCT, it'd make quick little scalps and then reject, and then a little scalp and then reject. But you have to be so fast on your exit. And then on top of that, not only fast, like the best way to get out of it would have been having a limit order, I guess, to exit. But at the same time, like, that's if you got filled, because it feels like it would have been a partial fill if I put limit orders or something. But besides that, I mean, the only way that I could actually make room is off the lows, or make profit is off the lows. Didn't really seem like anything else was working. Like, this was the scalp attempt for a break above 320 right here. This was another scalp attempt for a rip through 320. Both are losing trades. Meanwhile, this one I bought the micro pullback, bought the low here, VWAP, right? VWAP buy, and then boom, massive surge. So, you know, bought the low here once it came all the way down, bought that low, and then same situation. So that's working. And then if I go to SDIG bought the low here at support that I drew out. So bought the whole dollar support at 3, and then boom, we see a massive push to 310. That was a really nice trade. Unfortunately, like I said, I didn't get filled where I wanted, I think, unless that was on DRCT. I think it was DRCT. I didn't get filled where I wanted. That kind of sucked. But anyways, we'll wrap it up here. $72 green. First green day after a while, a massive red streak. So good to be green again. See you guys tomorrow.